Mill decks are some of the most annoying strategies in all of Magic the Gathering, and today we're going to teach you how to beat them. They're not going to mill you out because they're not even going to have a chance, starting off with none other than Wits, the bibliophile, suggested by Bolt, which is a very fascinating card. It's not even released yet, but it will soon, and it's going to wreck mill players all over the place because of the special rule called Rule Breaker. A deck with this commander has no maximum deck size. So traditionally, a commander deck, I mean, you got to be 99 cards. It's only 99. Which, to be honest, by default, is pretty good versus all mill decks. It's hard enough to mill out 60 cards, let alone 99. But if somehow they could do that, the deck now has no maximum. There's no maximum deck size. We can now play Battle of Wits with this damn thing. And yeah, that's rule breaking, all right. And it's gonna break the mill decks. Next, let's take a look at Steve Cooper's Narcomoeba. Why? Oh, wait. Oh, I see. You're saying mill decks hate playing against these cards. Okay, do you know what? You're right. Okay, Narcomoeba. I was like, where are you getting at with this? Yeah, if a mill deck is trying to mill you out, they're gonna mill into your plan because the Narcomoeba says when it's put into your graveyard from your library, you can put it onto the battlefield. You got a free 1/1 with nothing wrong. Nothing. That's free value, all right? Free value is good value. You gotta love free stuff. Narcomoeba is literally the free sample at Walmart or Costco or your local grocery store. Next, we've got Citadel with the Wheel of Sun and Moon. I don't know who suggested this show. Somebody out there suggested this show. So we're gonna go. I don't even know if there's enough cards to talk about. Let's just hope that there are. Wheel of Sun and Moon is a fascinating anti-mill card for 2 mana. It's an aura. You have to enchant the player. If a card would be put into enchanted player's graveyard from anywhere, instead that card is revealed and put on the bottom of that player's library. So you enchant yourself. Oh, by all means, mill me all you want. Because once it goes to the graveyard, it's going straight back into my deck. If you gotta defeat me, you first gotta defeat the Wheel of Sun and Moon. Mudasir asked, does Spirit Water Revival count? We'll find out in a minute. Spirit Water. Sounds like they just took regular tap water and called it Spirit and added $5 to it. Spirit Water Revival is a 3-mana sorcery, and as an additional cost to cast this spell, you may waterbend 6. You can draw 2 cards, and if the spell's additional cost was paid, instead shuffle your graveyard into your library, draw 7 cards, and you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. This absolutely counts. Great idea, Mudasir. A top tier. It would be perfect if it was instant speed. That way you just let them mill you out to the maximum. This is that sorcery speed, so you're gonna have to sort of play it before you've completely run out of your deck. But you're basically just going to refill your deck with all the cards in your graveyard and fill up with a whole new hand. I like it. Good stuff. We've got the Laboratory Maniac. You're playing right into my hands, mill player. Because if I were to draw a card while I have no cards in it, I'm going to win the game instead. You fool! Played right into my trap card, which sits right on the battlefield. We got El Ramen, the Elixir of Immortality. So, I mean, this show is pretty good for Elixir. Oh, I spelled Elixir wrong. This show is good for 2 reasons. It's a good show, perhaps, to defend yourself versus mill. Also a good show to find out how to recycle your graveyard. So Elixir of Immortality, 1-mana artifact, pay 2, tap, you gain 5 life, shuffle Elixir of Immortality and your graveyard into their owner's library. And hopefully the immortality keeps coming back. You can't keep... I mean, they could mill the damn thing. If you have an Emery on the battlefield, it's not going to matter, though. Next we got Grease Fang. Grease Fang, a 3-mana 4/3. At the beginning of combat on your turn, return target vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of your next end step. Now, you got to be careful with this type of card. Like, this type of... You're like, okay, you're helping the graveyard deck, which I think for the most part is going to backfire on the mill player. But just in case, I mean, if they mill out all your cards, you lose anyway. Like, you know, the milling happens first. The reanimating vehicle stuff happens second. You still have to get a few attacks in before you finish the job. We got Benny with Reminisce. I never heard of this card. It's from Onslaught. Let's take a look at the oh my god, everyone's heads got blown off. 3-mana sorcery. Target player shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library. This card looks so sad. Like, almost borderline worthless. It's just a very, very, very bad Elixir of Immortality. Like, how much worse is this over Elixir of Immortality? A lot worse. It's the same amount of mana, except this one is colorless. This one is blue. But it's gonna do the job, okay? No thumbs down from me. Saxus with Grave Purge. Grave Purge is a 3-mana instant. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard, on top of your library, and you get to draw a card. Although, when you draw a card, that might be one card closer to your opponent milling you out. Target cards from your graveyard. I want to say there's like some probably niche upside in that if your opponent tries to reanimate some card from your graveyard. I understand this is like really, really niche, but if they try to steal a creature of yours, instant speed Grave Purge. You didn't see that one. No one will see the Grave Purge coming. In fact, they'll probably have to read the card. It's so rare. Mike with Rise of the Dark Realms. Oh, is that the one where like you create a bunch of zombies from the stuff in the graveyard? Oh my god! Put all creature cards from all graveyards on the battlefield under your control. That is going to be that's gonna be good. I think that's gonna be good for you. Especially if it's like a mill deck that's actually milling several people at the same time. You're gonna reanimate all their best stuff from their graveyards back to the play. Darkstar says, I played Mill in Commander, and the guy played Ascend from Avernus and sent you to retirement, huh? Ascend from... And absolutely crushed me next turn. Ascend from Avernus is a white X sorcery. Return all creature and planeswalker cards with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then you exile the Ascend from Avernus. It's basically like the same thing as Rise of the Dark Realms. Basically the same energy. Basically, let's just reanimate everything. Thank you, mill player. Don't mind if I do. Reanimate everything you put straight into the graveyard. You did half the work for me. We got Kevil with Ambassador Laquatus. I can't remember what this card does. 3-mana 1/3 for 3 mana. Target player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. This is not an anti-mill card. This is literally a mill card. This is exactly what we're fighting against. Target player puts the top 3 cards. It's got to be like something different. Like the 3 cards from your graveyard go back into your library. It's got to go we're going the other way around, Kevil. We're going the other way. We need something else. Benjamin Berkey with Psychic Spiral. Psychic Spiral is a 5-mana instant. Shuffle old cards from your graveyard into your library. Target player puts that many cards from the top of his or her library into his or her graveyard. And it's instant. Oh no, it's instant speed, so it doesn't really matter. I was just thinking. No, it does work. Yeah, you wait for. Yeah, I mean, this is the quintessential, almost signature anti-mill card. You wait for them to like mill all your cards out of your deck. Boom, Psychic Spiral. Okay, I get all cards. Like, you wait for everything, then you go to your upkeep with an empty library. Psychic Spiral, all the cards back into your deck, and you mill the opponent to nothing. Yeah, exactly. Look at me. Look at this, okay? On the mill deck now. You thought you were the mill deck. Did the old switcheroo. Okay, next up we got Bryce with Ghastly Conscription. I never heard of that last card. Ghastly Conscription is a 7-mana sorcery. Exile all creature cards from target player's graveyard in a face-down pile. Shuffle that pile, then manifest those cards. Not bad value. Not bad value. A little slow. Unfortunately, it's only one player. But you're going to get all those good cards. You know where the yeah, so it's interesting. So you know what you're getting, and then you're gonna shuffle them face down, and so your opponent doesn't know where the good ones are. They're just gonna have to board wipe everything. Why kill with Feldon's Cane? That's an old one. That's an old-fashioned card. That's so old-fashioned. Let's see the original. There we go. That's a Marked Head and original. 1 mana. It's a mono artifact. That's how old it is. The Oracle text is so different. This is what, 0? Reshuffle your graveyard into your library. If Feldon's Cane is used, well, which it is, remove it from the game, returning it to its owner's deck only when the game is over. That's very different from exile this artifact, shuffle your graveyard into your library. Only return it when the game is over. Very important to know. Feldon's Cane is in standard. They brought Feldon's Cane back. Does anyone even use it? Jess, my man, Jess. Missed you. Hope you had a good vacation. I did. Pubis. Is that an actual card? I'm looking it up because I can't tell. Nope. It's not an actual card. We're going to give that super chat to somebody. Let's give it to someone to foresee with Soldevi Digger. So Devi Digger is a 2-mana artifact. Pay 2. Put the top card of your graveyard on the bottom of your library. This is horribly inefficient, but it works. Actually, no, actually it's really good, right? Put the top card of your graveyard on the bottom of your library. If you have an empty library, you only need 1 card to survive. So you just keep putting the top card. The only bad part about this is you gotta sort of care about graveyard order. I've played this game for over 2 decades. I still don't know how graveyard order works. Like, what if they wipe out everything on the battlefield at once? Do I get to choose how it goes to the graveyard? Is there an order? Does it remember which cards hit the battlefield first? I don't know. You know what? Ristic Studies, I don't know, maybe he's already made a video on this. Like, you should talk about graveyard order or even cards that cared about graveyard order. Shuffle graveyard, lose the game. Yeah, I know. Shuffling graveyard would be a huge game rule violation. That'd be a very weird way to get disqualified from a tournament. Super chat from Pacers Fan Forever with the prized amalgam. Let's look at some prized amalgams. I never understood why it was called the prized amalgam. Like, did he submit it to like a fair with and everyone else brought their own amalgams and there were like judges to judge the amalgams to see, oh, this one's a pretty good amalgam. This one has a lot of beef to it. This guy has 3 arms, 4 arms, 5 arms. First place amalgam. Go here, right over here. You get first place. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if it entered from your graveyard or cast it from your graveyard, return prized amalgam from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped at the beginning of the next end step. I would say this is on the weaker side of anti-mill cards because while you do one in your graveyard, it doesn't do anything until you actually bring something from your graveyard back to the battlefield. Graveyard order would seem to be a short show. I bet we could do a whole show on graveyard order or cards that care about graveyard order. There was a good chunk of them back in the day. I wouldn't know hardly any of them. There was a good chunk. Someone let me know in the Discord if there's enough cards. Actually, if Christopher B is here, Christopher B, let me know if the cards are worth, if there are enough graveyard order cards in Magic the Gathering. And then maybe you would want to buy some of them at fusiongamingonline.com. The best place to get your Magic the Gathering cards, especially since it supports the channel. Whenever you buy Marvel superhero cards, whenever you pre-order The Hobbit, I don't think they care about Graveyard Order, but I'll tell you what they do care about. If you use coupon code Nikachu to get 5% off all your purchases, because, of course, it will support the channel. Get your Hobbit cards at fusiongamingonline.com. Okay, so next. Christopher B is like... Oh, no, you're actually suggesting cards. Otaria. Which one? This one? I can't tell which one. You may tap 3 untapped dwarves you control rather than pay this spell's mana cost. At the beginning of each end step, if a land you controlled was put into a graveyard from the battlefield this turn, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put any number of dwarf cards from among them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. That doesn't make any sense to me. Was that like a... Or is it this one? Can't be blocked. Taxi... I don't... Okay, these are not anti-mill cards, Christopher B. You want anti-mill cards. Unless there is something to that card I missed. But I don't think I missed anything. Mercenary with Bone Harvest. How do you harvest bones? 3 mana instant. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. It's only going to work so long as you have like 1,000,000 cards in your graveyard. You could easily put like 7 cards on top of your deck and your opponent's like, challenge accepted. Mill 10. You know what I mean? Next we got Phil Goad with the super chat. Thanks so much for your super chat, Phil Goad. Gaia's Blessing. A huge pain. One of the standard ways of blowing mill out of the water. 2 mana sorcery. Target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard into their library. Sorry, pre-modern mill players. This card single-handedly wipes you out. Draw a card. When Gaia's Blessing is put into your graveyard from your library, shuffle your graveyard into your library. It's like the Eldrazi Titans before there were Eldrazi Titans, for the most part. I do so hate Gaia's Blessing. Lodraxx, Nexus of Fate. Rather than mill me out, you let me take infinite turns. Take an extra turn after this one. If Nexus of Fate would be put into a graveyard from anywhere at all, reveal Nexus of Fate and shuffle it into its owner's library instead. Yeah, that's fascinating. If a mill player gets you down to no cards in your deck, one of those cards in the graveyard is going to be a Nexus of Fate, and that Nexus of Fate goes straight back into your deck. So the only thing you can draw is Nexus of Fate, and at that point you get infinite turns, even if they counter Nexus of Fate. The only way a mill player would win from here is they need to mill you completely out, and you need to have like 6 lands in play and like total 6 lands in hand and in play, or it's curtains for you. Threshold triggers benefits for you when you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard. Was that the you know what? That's not strong enough. That's not strong enough synergy for me. Christopher B, there's not enough graveyard order cards. Damn. Think harder, Christopher B. Think harder. Big Nas. How about Pyroglyph? How does this card work? Oh, no, it's a Modern Horizons 3 card. Why is it worded? Why am I getting the arena version? 4 mana, star, and 1+ star. This power is equal to the number of card types among cards in all graveyards, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. When Pyroglyph or another Lurgoyf enters the battlefield under your control, that creature deals damage equal to its power to any target. I would accept it. I think it's weak. It's on the weaker side of anti-mill, because the mill deck can still do its thing, but, you know, maybe you can beat them before they beat you. Yeah, and another thing is, like, this card doesn't really scale with the amount that they mill. Like, there's just a limit to how many card types there are. Like, instant, sorcery, enchantment, artifact, creature, planeswalker, land, battle, kindred, and then that's it. Like, you know, it maxes out at some point. Oh my, Gillum, finally, Ley Line of Sanctity. I thought no one would suggest this card. Like this beats mill, like combo mill decks. If Ley Line of Sanctity is in your opening hand, you can begin with it on the battlefield. You have Hexproof! Yeah. I mean, it's basically GG at that point. The mill player can say, yeah, we can pack it up right now. Of course, they'll make some feeble attempt to bounce it, but I mean, after that, anyway, it's pretty rough if they can't target you. Ley Line of Sanctity doesn't stop the crabs. All crabs? Hold on, what's Ruin Crab? Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent. Okay, hold on, that's each opponent. What was the other first crab? What's the first crab name? Hedron Crab. Target player mills 3 cards. So correction, a crab can play around. Play around Ley Line of Sanctity, but not Hedron Crab. Doesn't stop the Whetstone or Worry Beads. I don't even know what those cards are. Not all mill targets. Okay. There's gonna be some cards that they can still use. Let's be serious. We chopped their legs off. We probably, like, I don't know, and took a good chunk of their torso. They don't have a left arm. They're dealing with, like, no thumb and maybe just a pinky finger on their right arm. Look, they are severely dismembered at this point. Mikeum says, reminding you about the super chat you couldn't do that you said to remind you about today last month during the combos. Oh, would you like it, Mikeum? I don't know what show you wanted that super chat, but if there's a card that you want, how big was the super chat? Was it just a regular super chat? Let me know. I think it was just a regular super chat, but I can't remember. Maybe it was a big one. John with Campfire. And it's going to be fire. So I'm surprised. The Campfire sounds like it's like a green or red card. It said this is an artifact for 1 mana, and for 1 tap you can gain 2 life, or for 2 tap, exile Campfire. Put all commanders you own from the command zone and from your graveyard into your hand, then shuffle. Oh, shuffle your graveyard into your library. Beautiful. That's exactly what we wanted. We got Cannon here with Memory's Journey. Memory's Journey is a 2-mana instant. Target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from his or her graveyard into the library and has flashback. This is so bad. It will, like, counter probably, because it like counters 2 activations from Ruin Crab. It's I would say this is horribly. Okay, like it counts for the show. Don't get me wrong, it counts, but it's on the very weak side. We are at best negating 6 cards. At best. Pale Nimbus with Midnight Clock. What if one or more of us had an opponent named Millie? A Midnight Clock, 3 mana artifact. Tap for a blue. For 3 mana, put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. At the beginning of each upkeep, put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. When the 12th hour counter is put on Midnight Clock, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library. Then draw 7 cards and exile the Midnight Clock. This technically counts. I am very dubious. Like, I think it's very. How do I put it? I don't think it's gonna work. With the 12th hour, you have to hope you haven't gotten milled out by then. And you have to hope that they keep, like, using all their mill cards on you. I mean, if I'm a mill player and you play Midnight Clock, I'll be just like, okay, if I can't mill you in 12 turns, I'm just not going to play a mill spell. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to hoard them all. Yeah, 12! It's like, 12 is a lot. 12 is a lot of turns.
No, God, please, no!
You might realize you don't have that time. Next up, we have... I'm gonna get your super chat at the end, Phil Goat. I see you, Phil Goat. I see you. Jesus. Emrakul.